Hello everyone, and welcome back down to the Crossroads. I have us another Yu-Gi-Oh! DeckTech today, and this one is very special to me. This is my very first Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck. It was made for me by my brother, because he told me that if I watched the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh! He would make me a deck. And I did. I really liked the show, and then I watched the whole dang thing. And now I'm crazy about Yu-Gi-Oh! So, I want to show you guys my other faithful companion, my Dark Magician deck. Let's get into it. Getting her started with the creatures, I want to show you guys my 3 copies of Dark Magician. This was Arcana's Red Dark Magician from Season 2, and I remember this episode when I was a kid, and I remember how cool it was that this dude had like a different kind of Dark Magician, and it was just really flippin' neat. The art was outstanding. I loved the Red Magician. And here's the kicker. Right as I was getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! They released this card, and I went nuts. And my brother gave me his 1 copy that he had, and I got the other 2 a little later, but I don't know, it just really cemented this is my first deck, my favorite of like all my decks. It's you know, it's my Dark Magician deck. Everyone has one. And the Red Magician really ties it all in for me. Super special card. Love it. Alright. Now let's talk about my 3 copies of Magician's Rod. Magician's Rod. And Magician's Rod of 3. And what that allows us to do is when this card is normal or special summon, we can target a spell in our deck that specifically lists the Dark Magician and add it to our hand. And if you activate a spell on your opponent's turn, while this is in your graveyard, you can tribute a spellcaster monster and add this card to your hand. Pretty good. So this is going to get us that spell real quick, and it's gonna recycle. It's really nice, really nice. We play a lot on the opponent's turn, so this is gonna come in handy majorly. Okay, let's get on to our next piece. We are hiding our Magician's Rod with 3 Magician's Bathrobe. I love the art on Magician's Bathrobe. It's just so luxurious. It matches the art for Magician's Rod, of course, you know, with the spiritual essence kind of look and the fade out of Magician. I love it. And during the opponent's turn, you can discard a 1 spell card and summon the Dark Magician from the deck. Or you can, during the opponent's turn, you can activate, if you activate a spell or trap while this is in your graveyard, you can special summon this. So, pretty good. It's got 2,000 defense, so it can last you quite a while. Rather big, like, you know, beater for a level 2, I suppose. I don't know. I don't. He's good for a low little dude. Mini dude go good. Okay, now that we're done with the Magician's accessories, let's get in to Dark Magician's Illusion of 3. And this guy's cool because his name becomes Dark Magician while on the field.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick.
And during the opponent's turn, if you activate a spell or trap card, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. Or you can activate a spell or trap card effect while this card is face up on the field, except during the damage step. You can target 1 Dark Magician in your graveyard, special summon it. That's pretty good. So, you know, you can get Dark Magician out using that guy. And, you know, if you can special summon him if you use a spell or trap on their turn, which comes in all the flipping time. Very cool card. And look at that art. Look at that. It's his soul. It's amazing. Alright, and lastly, for our main deck creatures, even though we have more creatures in the main deck, but, you know, we'll get there. We have 2 copies of Dark Magician of Chaos, which retrieves a spell from our graveyard. And if this card is destroyed by an opponent's monster by battle, after damage calculation, banish your opponent's monster. If that face-up card would leave the field, banish it. Leave the field, banish it instead. Oh, my bad. If this face-up, I missed the this. My bad. I read good, I promise. Literacy up, yeah? Okay. This is just an upgrade. If we have Dark Magician out, we need a bigger, heavier hitter. We can use a spell that we'll see a little later to get this dude out. Really, really nice upgrade for when we need it. Now that is all the creatures that we have here. Let's go ahead and get on into our ritual creatures. Yeah, that's right. I wanted to make another cutaway so much I separated ritual monsters from the main deck. Okay, so let's get into our ritual monsters. I'm running 2 copies of Magician of Black Chaos Max. What this does is, when it summons, if this card is special summoned, you contribute 1 monster. You contribute 1 monster. And your opponent cannot activate monster effects this turn. And when this card is destroyed by an opponent's monster by battle, you can target 1 spell in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So it's pretty decent. It's kind of hard to play the ritual monsters. As we all know, ritual's kind of a tough shtick to get around. But I love this. And my brother gave it to me because he pulled it in a pack and he wasn't going to be running Dark Magician. He gave me this secret rare one, which I thought was just super cool of him. Wait, he gave me both of these. Both secret rares. That's right. Well, I guess he built this entire deck. And lastly, and this is my favorite, Magician of Black Chaos. What Magician of Black Chaos does? Nothing. Except look aesthetic. Oh my god, I love him. You can ritual summon this card with Black Magical Ritual. Well guys, that's our creatures, ritual monsters, and kind of all of our creatures now. That is what we got going on for that. Really good stuff, loving that. But now let's go and see what we got. We need to support our monster cards with spells and trap cards. So let's get into our traps. Only got 2 traps here, but they're really good. So I want to share them with you because it would be weird if I didn't share the entire deck that I was doing with you guys. That would be strange. I want to start off with 3 copies of Magician's Navigation. What this does is we pretty much get to special summon 1 Dark Magician and 1 level 7 or lower Dark Spellcaster monster from our deck. So Dark Magician Girl or another Dark Magician for us, because we know we're a Dark Magician Girl. And yeah, it also has an effect to where if you already had a Dark Magician, you can negate the effect of some trap card, but I have a good chance that that's not going to happen. And it's going to be really not needed thanks to our next spell, which is Super Searchable. So this is really good just to get Dark Magician out, though, because we don't want to be tributing monsters to play Dark Magician. Next up and last up, traps. Eternal Soul. Or every Dark Magician in your monster zone is unaffected by card effects, your opponent's card effects, and destroy all creatures you control if this is destroyed. But it allows you to special summon Dark Magician from your hand or graveyard once per turn, or you can add a Dark Magic attack or 1,000 Knives from your deck to your hand, which is really good. This is the biggest and most important piece in your deck because this gets Dark Magician out, essentially. This is the main way you're going to be getting him out. And that's our traps, ladies and gentlemen. Let us now get into the main thing, our spells. Spell time. Let us get into our 3 copies of Secrets of the Dark Magic. Secrets of Dark Magic. And this is just a ritual spell. Essentially, this is just going to ritual summon one ritual monster from your hand. But you have to include the Dark Magician in that. And, you know, obviously it needs to meet or exceed the level that you're trying to ritual summon. It's pretty good just to get my more generic, because I run the 2 Dark Magician ones, so this is a good generic ritual. It's not really much to say on a ritual spell. This gets a guy out. Next up, I run 3 copies of Dedication through Light and Dark. Dedication through Light and Dark, tribute 1 Dark Magician, special summon 1 Dark Magician of Chaos from your deck or graveyard. So, if you remember, there was that card that we can special summon with this after sacrificing the Dark Magician. It's the upgrade. Upgrades, people. Upgrades. This is pretty nice. Pretty nice. I really like this card because we do need the upgrade every once in a while. It's a real banger card to see. Get the Dark Magician out super quick, then buff him up by the 300, and it's butter. It's real butter. Next up, we have 3 copies of Dark Magic Circle. I get to excavate the top 3 cards of my library, and I get to take a Dark Magician card, or a card that specifically lists the Dark Magician in its text, and add it to my hand. And then, anytime I summon a Dark Magician, I get to exile a card on the opponent's field. So, this is brutal. This just is like, oh no. Mean card, guys. Super mean. That was Dark Magical Circle. Alright, next up, and the last of cards that we have run multiple copies of, we have Illusion Magic. Tribute 1 spellcaster monster, add up to 2 copies of Dark Magician from your deck and or graveyard to your hand. You can only use 1 of this card per turn. So yeah, if I'm just playing around with a Magician's Rod that I just got back, I might as well just sack it again, or maybe initially sack like it for just to get Dark Magician out real quick, you know? This is a good trigger piece if you just got a random spellcaster monster you really don't need out. Now the 1-ups. I run 1 copy of Terraforming. Add 1 field spell from your deck to your hand. I run 1 copy of Thousand Knives. If you control a Dark Magician, target 1 monster your opponent controls and destroy that target. I run 1 copy of Dark Magical Ritual. This card is used to ritual summon Dark Magic of Black Chaos. And they just gotta sack things equal to the thing. It's a ritual. We know what a ritual guy does. Okay. 1 copy of Chaos Form. Just another ritual spell to get the Chaos Magician out. Just his version of it. One copy of Monster Reborn. And I lied, because I had 2 copies of Secret Village of the Spellcaster behind everything. And this is a be careful with it card, because you don't want to hurt yourself with this card. What this is if you control a spellcaster, if you control a spellcaster, your opponent can't activate spells, but if you don't, you can activate spells. And we use spells to get our Dark Magician out. So, be careful. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I have to say, that is my brother's Dark Magician deck. Alrighty. I'd say it's absolutely fantastic. At least, you know, like, the ultimate wizard in terms of attack and defense. Like, definitely at bare minimum that. I love this deck so much. It was just so fun to play with early on. It was actually a little bit too strong for anything that I was coming up with. Every deck that I tried to play just ended up being too weak against it. And to some degree, that's still true very much today, because this is a pretty good deck. And it wasn't built by me, so therefore it's way better. Wait a minute, don't tell your viewers that. Well, guys, that's it. There's only really one dumb thing left to do. Movie magic. But if you think that's movie magic, check this out. Now we can clean it up. I'm just getting worse to watch every day, aren't I? Alright guys, thank you for coming on down to the crossroads. I hope all of you have yourself a merry little whatever, and take it on easy.